Hey guys, this is MCO Gamer 27. My final thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade for the Switch 2. Right here. Alright guys, first things first. Backstory. I own every piece of archive of this franchise. From Advent Children, the movies, the animated series, every single game. I have bought it multiple times. This is my franchise. My number one RPG franchise of all times. This is it. Final Fantasy. Anyone that knows me knows that. Now, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out in the PS4 several years ago, okay? And that game was a remake of the original Final Fantasy VII that came out for the original PlayStation 1 that I owned back in the day. Plus, I played that game back in the day on the PlayStation 1. Going forward, they did this game for the PS4, and then they did Rebirth, Final Fantasy Rebirth for the PS5. But now they're both on the PS5. And Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade came out for the PS5. That's the latest version. Now, this version, I tell you what, if don't take my word for it, look at Digital Foundry. They said that version of the PS5 with this version are the same. They use almost the same textures. Now, as we all know, the PS5 is much more powerful than actually the Switch 2. But Square Enix did such a good job. They poured so much love into this version that came out a couple of days ago that they have most of the textures, most of them, not all. They, excuse me, they have the same HD textures as the PS5 is running on the Switch 2 version. Now, granted, it's half the frame rate. So on the PS5, it runs at 60 frames. But in the Switch 2, it runs at a 30 frames. Now, of course, that's half of the frame rate. But I was telling one of my boys today in my job that frame rate has a lot to do with frame pacing. You could get a 60 FPS game that runs at 60 frames per second. It has to run between each frame to get a smooth 60. It has to go into 66 milliseconds between each frame at 60 frames so it could feel smooth. The same thing with 30. It has to run 33.3 millisecond between each frame that it is 30 frames so it could feel smooth. This game runs at a locked 33.3 millisecond between each frame at 30 frames per second. I know that sounds kind of very, kind of very techie, but you feel it like when a game is not feeling good. That's because not the frame rate, it's the frame pacing is off. Frame rate is different from frame pacing. Frame pacing, it is the millisecond between each frame. That's what makes a game feel good, not the frame rate. Okay? With that said, going forward, this is the best implementation of HDR that I ever seen for the Switch 2 so far. so far is the best implementation. Okay, guys? The HDR is incredible. Not all HDRs are created equally. It depends on the engine of the game, depends on how much love they put into the HDR. This, as of now, has the best HDR that I ever seen in any Switch 2 game. Now, let's go for the price. This game came out originally on the PS4 for $60. Now, that's without the DLC. Okay, that's why this is called Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade, because Intergrade, it is a additional content that has an extra character. But that wasn't in the original PS4. That one came out later. And then they charged another $20 for that one. So it was $80. Okay, on the PS4, Final Fantasy VII Remake was $59.99, and plus Intergrade, that was the downloadable content, was $20. Made it $80 altogether. Years later, you're getting a PS5 version, okay, but just half the frame rate. But you're getting the PS5 version on a Switch 2 for $39.99. Now, they could have charged $60 and no one will say anything about it. Mind you, this includes the DLC, Intergrade. They could have charged $60 and people wouldn't say nothing because $60. But they charged $39.99 for this title, okay? With Intergrade, because this is the PS5 version. This is a hands down incredible buy. And if you never played this game, you are doing yourself a big disservice. You don't really have to know about RPGs because you could put the game on just easy mode, and there's other there's other modes within the game that you could make it you could make it so easy that you could breeze right through it, and you don't even have to really work hard to kill characters or that. So you could run through this game easily. It's about a 40-hour experience. Yes, the campaign is about 40 hours. But once again, you could put it so simple that you could run right through the game and just enjoy the story alone. And let me tell you something. This is, for me, hands down, as of now, as of today, January 27, 2026, this is, to me, the number one third party, not first party. This is the number one third party game on the Switch right now. It really shows off the power of the Switch 2. I'm telling you right now. And as we know, as the Switch 2 lives on, these developers will get better and better and better, making games for the Switch 2 even better. But as of now, guys, this, to me, is the number one third-party game on the Switch 2. With that said, as of now, this game is sold out everywhere. That's why you see me going to stores in the morning, because I buy them the first day they come out, because I know this game was going to be a hit. And the thing is that when I went to pick up this game, they only got one. And since I was the first one there, I got it. They only had one. And I bought this at Walmart. And Walmart only had a big store like that. They only got one in. Now, of course, they're going to get more copies in. Okay? But right now, there's videos out right now. Okay? Right now, as of this video, other videos saying it's sold out at Best Buy, Walmart, Target. No one has it in stock. So, once again, guys, that is the testimony of how good this game is. And then, mind you about the visuals, the way it runs. The game is incredible. The story will make you tear. Yes, you will have man tears, woman tears with this game. So I highly recommend Final Fantasy Intergrade Remake for the Switch 2. Everyone has a very blessed day. Peace.